possible now to start a one-person company that will go on to be worth like more than.
The first billion-dollar solo business is coming.
This is like a crazy amount of power for one piece of technology, and it's happened to us so fast.
Wake up. AI is here. AI will never be worse than it is right now. Learning how to use AI should become your #1 priority, and you will be left behind.
Everyone is talking about Claude right now. Claude's gonna replace all your employees, or Claude's gonna build your entire business. Claude Code just made me $10,000 overnight. And honestly, most of it sounds like the same recycled AI hype that we've heard for the past 3 years in a row. But this video is not about using Claude to create some random AI app, or start some sort of dropshipping store, or chase the next get-rich-quick trend. This is about something that's way more proven. I'm gonna show you how to use Claude to start a real one-person business in 2026. A business where you can find a market, create an offer, build a system, and actually sell an expensive service to business owners that you can charge every month for. And the best part about this is you don't need a team to get this started, or even knowing how to code or being some sort of tech genius to make it work. Because I'm going to be giving you the exact prompts to give Claude that's going to help walk you through the entire step-by-step process of building this business in this video. When I started my first business, I was 16 years old on this YouTube channel. I had no team, no degree, and definitely did not know what I was doing. But by learning how to use AI the right way, I was able to build an agency, sign clients consistently, and scale past $20,000 a month while still being 17 years old on this YouTube channel. And since then, I've been able to help hundreds of different people with this exact same model that I'm going to be showing you throughout this video. So in this free course, I'm going to be showing you how I would use Claude today if I was starting from completely scratch. But if you're looking for some magic button to press that's going to make you rich overnight, this is probably not the video for you, okay? I'm going to be breaking down real things that I've done over the past few years that I've really proven success with and made hundreds of thousands of dollars publicly with. But the one thing I can say is it's not as easy as it seems. Everyone on YouTube makes it seem like you can make all this money with AI overnight. But if anything, 99% of people are being misled because they're trying to start the wrong model. They're trying to build AI apps where you charge $50 a month with an idea that 100 other people have as well. Or you're trying to sell AI automations for $50 or $100 a pop when you're competing with people on Fiverr in third world countries for a fraction of the cost. What I'm going to be showing you in this video is what you can sell for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or $10,000 up front for that you can sell to businesses on a recurring basis. This is not going to be a cheap AI service or a cheap AI product. It's something that's extremely valuable to business owners that they're actively looking for people to sell to them. And the problem in the market right now is there's not enough people to actually solve these problems for them. And that's where we jump in. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly who to sell these AI services to, the specific AI service that I think is working best today to sell right now, and how to use Claude correctly to help you sign that first client as soon as humanly possible. So that being said, hopefully this all made sense. Let's head over to my computer and let's get this all started. All right, guys, so quickly open up Claude and we'll jump into this step by step. So the way I'm going to be showing you guys this is I've built this entire prompt that I'm going to actually link in the description below. I'm just going to link this Google Doc, which I've made this entire prompt that you're going to give Claude. And essentially it has all the context and knowledge it needs throughout this entire doc that I have talked about on my YouTube channel, and it's the main business model I preach that you guys are going to learn inside this video. Okay. So pretty much we're going to have Claude act as like our AI business strategist. We're not going to have Claude like sit around and do like things that just are unneeded. Okay. Like at the end of the day, we can get this business I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you guys up and running within about 24 hours. Okay. If you really put a lot of work in, and also you can get appointments on your calendar to start closing deals and closing your first client or two within the matter of a couple weeks. Okay. I'd say on like the high end, like really it's a pretty simple setup that I'm going to be walking you guys through. The first thing we're going to do is, again, go to the description of this video. You'll get this doc, copy this entire prompt, and we're going to head directly into Claude. Okay. So we're just going to copy this and then boom. Okay. We'll give it that. Now, of course, it's going to frame this as like an AI agency. Okay. If I didn't explain that in the intro, AI agency, that's kind of the model I've coined this as. And we can do a lot of things here. This is what's cool about Claude, because we can really kind of go through a lot of questions and it'll ask us some questions. Before we go into that, the first thing I want to quickly show you guys is I've prepared this entire sort of like chart that I'm going to be going through step by step, from basics from like what is an AI agency service, picking your niche, crafting your offer and pricing, GoHighLevel setup, which is the main software you guys are going to be using in this video, methods to close clients. So actually, how are you going to go out there and book sales calls and then close them into deals? How do you actually conduct these sales calls? What do you say on them? And then how do you fulfill on your service as well? Okay, so like I'm going to cover all this step by step, and Claude's going to kind of aid us throughout the entire process. So what I should have done initially, actually, before putting that prompt in there, is on this document, make a copy of this, and I have set up some sections that are obviously highlighted that you guys can see here that are sections you need to fill in yourself. Okay. So we're going to just quickly fill these out step by step and then give this to Claude. So I probably shouldn't have imported this the first time. So we're going to import it again once I filled out these little sections. And what I want to firstly do, because we're going to have to fill in like what industry do we want on the service, the experience level, budget, technical skill, sales experience, all this is going to come into play. And then Claude's going to kind of help us from there when it comes to setting things up. Now, the first thing I want to quickly cover with you guys though, is actually understanding like what is an AI agency service. Because I think it's completely normal to be like, Carson, what are you even talking about here? How does this actually work? So if I didn't explain it already really good in the intro, I want to quickly cover there's 3 big gaps that every local service-based business deals with. And it's like they have problems. Number 1 is getting leads. Number 2 is getting these leads turned into appointments. And number 3 is actually closing deals. So obviously, like I said already in this video, we're going to be getting leads for our clients through running AI ads on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to show you guys the tools in this video that I'm using today to do this, where it's super cheap, super fast, and you can literally have Claude just prompt the either AI image ad generator or the AI video ad generator to make these ads, and it's super fast and takes less than a couple minutes. Getting appointments, so actually setting up the AI callers. Okay, so using GoHighLevel, which is the main CRM and tool I'm going to talk about in this video, which is where you can set up all these AI callers. I'll show you guys some demos. I'll show you guys how you can set it up because, again, it's super easy. And then lastly is actually closing deals as well. So you're going to figure out, after working with clients, this is kind of like an optional, like these are the main 2 key things that a lot of the businesses and clients you work with actually have really bad sales process. And we can have Claude rebuild their entire sales process and their sales scripts to actually improve close rates. And I've seen that across a lot of the clients I've worked with as well. And all these 3 things, getting leads, appointments, and then closing deals, all lead to one thing, which is making more money for our clients. And that's the goal at the end of the day, right? If a client pays us $5,000, our goal should be to at least make them like 10, 15 grand back, right? Because that's a very solid return and they'll continue to pay us every single month for it. So now that you guys understand this service, I want to quickly go over the actual industry you guys want to work with. And this is going to be the first thing we're going to fill out on this doc, and you guys can kind of just follow me step by step. So we want to choose an industry or your niche. Okay, it's the same if you don't know the difference. Just niche just means industry. So there's 2 different buckets I look at. There's blue ocean markets, okay, and then there's red ocean markets. Think of a blue ocean market as, let me think like carpet cleaners or pool builders, or like these businesses that are kind of niche that like not a lot of people think of in the back of their head, are fencing companies, right? Like they make money, but like people just don't think about them. Like when you think of local business, you think of realtor, law firm, HVAC company, plumber, electrician, med spa, these type of businesses, right? So when you choose a blue ocean market, you're just choosing an industry that has, number 1, low competition, because you're not going to have other people in that industry that are offering the same service we're offering. And I'm going to show you guys here in this video. So it's kind of like, it's high risk, high reward, because if you go into one of these blue ocean markets and you dominate and you crush it, then your chances of making a lot of money because there's no competition is high, but there's less proof of concept. That's the big thing here. Okay. Now on the flip side, red ocean market just means it's saturated. Okay. And we're going to have Claude kind of help us with this process and like really kind of help you step by step when it comes to decision making. But I say saturated is not a bad thing. People think of like saturated niches, like all the ones I just explained earlier, were like real estate agents, HVAC companies, med spas, solar companies. There's a lot of competition in there, right? There's a lot of marketing agencies in there and people offering similar services. But the thing about that is saturated is just another word for proven. And people don't pick up on that pretty fast. Like at the end of the day, I started on this channel working with real estate agents. I was making 20 grand a month as a 17-year-old, still going to school full time. I was super overweight. I was not professional looking. I barely knew how to really speak properly. You guys can go back in the channel and look at this stuff. Like it's all documented. So my whole point is like anyone can kind of make it work there. But the whole point is when you choose your industry, which is what the first step you guys need to go through now that you understand the service, you're going to be choosing your industry right now as you follow this video. Okay. And the big thing I want to note when I say this is you need to stick in this industry for 3 to 6 months. Okay. Start with what you know. So for example, if your dad was a roofer when you grew up, maybe you understand the lingo of how roofers work and how that business works just talking to your dad. Maybe that's a good industry to go after. Or let's say you're trying to become a real estate agent. Go work with real estate agents, right? They're like, do something you have some sort of familiarity with, right? That's the easiest way to have an edge in the market. And the reason you have an edge isn't because you can inherently you know a lot more than people or you can sell better than them. It's just because you can, well, it is partly because you know a lot more than them because, the average person, you might know more than them on the industry, but you can speak their lingo, which is super important. Like if you understand the certain terms in different industries, you have a higher likelihood of jumping on sales calls and closing people because you look like you know your stuff. The next thing is 20,000 businesses within a country. So stick within a TAM, meaning there's at least 20,000 businesses within the country you go after. So this is more applicable if you're going after a blue ocean market and it's kind of like a very small industry. But just pick 1 to 2 countries, make sure there's enough businesses in the country so you have enough people to sell to. And I like to say, again, like you can sell really anywhere now. Like I was, like that's the cool part about AI is like now you can sell to the Spanish market. There's people crushing in there, the French market. I do think, honestly, at the end of the day, like US, Canada, probably the best markets, maybe UK. But of course, like if you're in your own situation where a market, like the German market, where you could crush it in there, that could be very lucrative, right? I know some people that really just absolutely dominate in those kind of like smaller country markets. Now, when it comes to your niche, there's so many out there. Real estate agents, med spas, roofing, HVAC, lawyers, dentists, home care facilities, kitchen remodeling, wedding companies, pool builders, solar, etc. Okay, you guys get the point? My whole thing is pick one and stick with it, okay? So this is going to be the first thing we're going to fill out on this doc. So let's just, for this example, let's say in this video, we're going to go after, I'm going to just choose real estate agents, okay? Estate agents. Very common. It's what I started with on this channel and I did very well. That's kind of like how I breached that, $100,000 in profit while still being 17, and you guys can, I've pretty much documented the entire journey of my agency. So next is the experience level. So let's just say we're beginners. Okay. Most of you guys watching this, you guys might be in different situations. So let's just kind of go with beginner. Now, budget. This is super important. So I think when it comes to your budget, there's a few things we want to look at here. You will progress faster if you have a higher budget. And what I mean by this is all going to come down to the section where we talk about how to actually close clients and the methods to do that. And I'm going to break that down. But if you have, let's say like the lowest I'd start this business model with is like a couple $100s. Okay. Because you'll have enough to afford the main platform that I talk about is called GoHighLevel. There's going to be a top link in the description that below. And when you guys use GoHighLevel, I'm going to kind of break down in this video how it's all set up. You get a ton of free stuff as well. Okay. The second you sign up, you're going to get 30 days completely for free. So 30 days are pretty much covered. And then you get access to an entire group where you can meet a bunch of people just like me. Obviously I'm in this community, I answer questions, and there's a bunch of people winning as well. Like this top post from just 6 hours ago, Ethan, he went from $0 to $40,000 in 5 months, just with everything inside of this group. And on my YouTube, we have 5 weekly calls, or you have a call with me every single Friday. And a lot of the calls around systems related technical questions and also help, around getting more clients. And then of course, like there's a huge video modules that go more in depth on this stuff. The whole point is that your budget is going to be important when it comes to your setup and how to get clients. So the lowest amount of budget I would start with is a couple $100s because you can afford GoHighLevel. Okay. And then if you have, let's say anywhere from like $1,500 or more, that's going to be really good because you can do what's called paid ads. And I'm going to cover in this video how that all works, but it's around an investment that you can get clients very fast. Like, I mean, if you're watching this video right now, odds of you getting a client within the next say month or two is very high compared to if you don't have a budget. So let's just say for this example, let's just say we have $1,500. Some of you guys will have less, and I'm going to kind of explore the strategies with you guys on how that works if you have a lower budget. Technical skill level, let's say it's low, okay, for most people. Sales skills, let's just say it's low as well, because all this is going to come into play when we obviously talk about this. Your goal in the next 90 days, everyone has different goals, everyone has different experience and background. I'm going to just say for this goal here, close first $1,000 client in the next, just in the next 90 days, already has it there. So we'll close first $1,000 client. Obviously this is kind of a low goal. Like most people are probably going to make a lot more than that, but I think it's just like, it's reasonable. And then available time per week. Again, this is one of those questions you got to ask yourself if you work jobs or at school. Let's say the time you have to week to allocate to something like this is, let's say you have 3 hours a day. Okay. So that'd be 3 times 7. Let's say you have 21 hours per week. Okay. And then current assets. All right. So this is also super important. Do you have a website? Do you have GHL, which is GoHighLevel? Do you have case studies? Do you have sales experience? Have nothing. Okay. Let's just say for this example, we have GoHighLevel and nothing else. Okay. Because most of you guys probably won't have case studies unless you already have clients. And then, other than that, like, let's just say you don't have a website either, because your website, I'm actually going to give you that. And that's just in GoHighLevel. And just hold off on signing. You can sign up for GoHighLevel right now and watch this video because you're going to get a bunch of bonuses. But you'll get 30 days for free, like I said, in the top link in the description below. And then what you can do is we're going to copy this entire thing now that we filled out those kind of blanks, and we're going to give this to Claude. Okay. Let me put it here and then boom. All right. And then the one thing while this is generating, I want to cover with you guys is Claude is going to like Claude is, a lot of people use Claude, like Claude Code, or doing all these very technical features within Claude. And I've seen some really cool stuff. Like I've seen apps being built. I've seen super cool websites. I've seen a lot of these things. But like the biggest thing I can tell beginners while this generates is, please understand the people that are making the money right now are not the people super caught up in all the new tools. Everyone I know that's actually been super caught up by every new tool that comes out and constantly trying to explore it are actually the brokest people in my entire network, funny enough. The people who have made the most money have just a dead set vision, and they continue to grow their business with the fundamental service, and they just add AI parts on top of it to make it more efficient. I think I said that earlier in the video, but I think it's important I say that because like there's probably a lot of people of you guys watching that are like very antsy for the new tool with Claude. Guys, I'm telling you, a lot of it's like, it's hype. It's hype. A lot of it's a trap. And like, I know people that use these new tools. They don't do a lot of money, okay? Or they don't make a lot of money per month extra with these tools. So let's start going through this step by step. So we're just going to have Claude be like our consultant. Okay. So the first things we want to do, and this is kind of the next section, is we're going to head over to crafting our offer and pricing. But let's just go through what it gives. So we understand real estate agents is one of the best niches for this model. Here's why. So it's kind of going to explain that. Obviously, this is a repeat for me because I already sold this type of service to real estate agents, but just so you guys understand, real estate agents specifically, if that's the niche you're going after, whatever industry it is, like I'm not telling you guys to just do real estate. Every local business that is like 40, 50, 60 years old, these people just don't know how to use AI, and they're stuck with these crappy lead vendors like Zillow, Realtor.com, or like Angie's List, or like whatever it is, whatever industry you're going after, there's going to be a different supplier. So many of them are so bad, and you can smoke them. And these, this is the crazy part. A lot of these local businesses spend a ton of money. Like I've talked with realtors that spend 5 to 10 grand a month on leads from Zillow, and then they go spend a fraction of that cost with me, and then they make way more. So that's kind of like, this is explaining why this small fit. Now it's going to break down the 3 offers. Okay. So number 1, which is we set up a system that automatically texts and calls every new lead within 60 seconds. So you never lose another inquiry to a competitor who answered first. Okay. This is pretty true because we're going to be setting up the AI caller for them. So that is true. And this is ultimately just going to give you ideas for how you can frame your marketing and your messaging. Okay. Why they care? They're paying $300 to $800 a month for Zillow, converting 1% to 2% faster. Cool. Yep. That is true. And then offer number 2, strong high ticket offer. Okay, so this is like the appointment machine. We build a full AI powered lead response qualification appointment system. Okay, yes, that is pretty accurate. So all this is pretty accurate. Now, what we're gonna have Claude help us do is give me 10 business names to choose. Okay, we want to make a business name, and what I've seen as well. And again, like you guys can read all this stuff. It's going to give you this prompt that I'm giving it. It's going to give you a ton of knowledge based around the model already. But the big thing here is we want to choose our business name and our logo. I've seen ChatGPT to be better when it comes to logo generation. I'm sure if you guys have used a lot of these tools as well, like Claude just has not given the best image generation, in my opinion. So that being said, now it's kind of giving us a plan, right? So days 1 through 30, build, outreach, get conversions. Day 31, fulfill and document everything. They get proof, raise prices, sign more clients. So that's pretty accurate. The beginner mistakes to avoid. This is going to be pretty important. So again, this is why I've kind of prompted this whole thing so you guys have it, okay? This is completely accurate to what you guys should know as well. Building a perfect website before talking to anyone is very important. You guys don't need a website, okay? One of the things people, this like misconception people have when they start a business is they need to have a perfect website. You don't need a website. You're not apple.com. No one's looking you up, okay? Like if anything, all you need is a funnel, which I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to actually give to you guys because I'm already built it out. Trying to master GoHighLevel before selling. You just need to know the basics behind GoHighLevel, okay? It's going to be the foundation of your entire business, and I'm going to get to that section here shortly. Selling AI automations instead of appointments. We already understand this. Nobody cares about automations anymore. You can find people on Fiverr for $20 for that. And then art of charging. That's a big one. Talking any client. Okay, cool. All right. So let's give us 10 business names and let's see kind of what it gives us here. Okay. Apex Lead AI, Closed Loop AI, Pipeline IQ. Okay. So as it gives us business names, we want to go to GoDaddy.com, and we want to look up business names because we want to make sure the domain that we can it's actually available because a lot of these business names could be taken. So let's say, I'm trying to think of like, let's say the business name was Book Estate AI. Okay. Let's say that's the business name. It is available. Okay. Book Estate AI. Okay, let's say that's the name. You get it for 1 cent for the first year, and then it's, you can get it there. So it's super cheap. Buy it on GoDaddy, and then you'll be able to connect this to GoHighLevel shortly. I have very in-depth breakdowns on how to do that inside of here. So of course, like after watching this video, you guys can head in here once you're signed up with GoHighLevel and just go through these in-depth videos. It's like 10 hours worth of content where I go super specific and actually show you guys like the details of it. But that being said, I think this business name, let's just say we're buying this business name. All you would do is you'd head over to ChatGPT, say, hey, make me a logo for this. This is the color theme I want. And then you get a logo like that from there. Okay, that's pretty much all you have to do there. And this is pretty much that. Now, the next big things we're going to be using Claude for is we can have it consult with us based on our offer and our pricing. But I'm going to walk you guys through how I would be setting this up today because I've kind of already prepared this entire thing for you guys. The biggest things we're going to use Claude for is that. And then also when it comes to prompting, okay? So prompting our image ads, our video ads, and then also helping with any script writing or email writing inside of our follow-up systems that I'm going to show you inside of HighLevel. Cool. So let's jump into our pricing and offer. So let's quickly cover the different pricing models that you can choose. So number one, there's retainers, there's performance, and then there's PIF. There's the big 3 price point from every marketing agency or AI agency out there today. And it's important you guys know this because then you'll be able to kind of take this in and kind of, I guess, beat your competitors because you understand what you are doing or what they are doing that maybe you could do instead that's better. So retainers is obviously very simple. This is like 1K a month, 2K a month, 3K a month. It's a monthly fee. Performance is like pay per appointment or pay per deal. So this is obviously very enticing to any business owner. They would love a system where it's only pay on result. And then PIF. Okay, so this is what I do in my agency today. I have a mix of PIF and performance, meaning I charge a big amount up front. So in my agency today, this number may scare some of you, but please don't try to just try to do it yourself. Like I charge 15 to 25 grand for my service today. There's a lot of sales calls on my YouTube channel of clients I've closed for this amount. And I also get a percent of rev share on clients as well. So I don't want you guys to be doing that amount unless you have like a lot of years in the game. You should be starting off with either retainers or performance. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay. And let's just go over like a quick offer outline of how that works. And then last thing, by the way, is PIF. Super simple, pay in full. So let's say you have like a 3-month long service. All a PIF or a pay in full is like instead of 2K a month for 90 days, you have 5K for 90 days, but they pay the amount up front and they save 1K in like a deal. So they're very incentivized to go pay the entire amount up front, meaning you have more cash up front in your pocket. You can reinvest it into the business faster. Okay, offer outline. Okay, let's just say it's 3 months, 5K up front, covers 3 months, paid ads plus AI caller build out. So the same service I was just kind of referring to you guys over here. I'm going to show you guys how you guys can build that stuff out. And then client is always going to pay for ad spend separate. So part of our service, of course, because we're running social media lead generation ads, is there's ad spend. That's a huge part of this business model. Every single day you're going to be giving Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, ad spend. So clients always going to pay this separate. You're a service provider, you're not a bank. That's what I tell people all the time. So the whole point here is like, don't get caught up on like having to go, worry about paying for clients ad spend. Like that's not a part of your job. Next thing is it could be like they're going to ask you like, what's your recommendation for ad spend? It could be $20 a day for real estate agents, but then for law firms, like $100 a day is nothing to them. So it's just going to be relative based on your industry of what you recommend as far as how much they spend on ads. And you can also ask Claude that as well. Like depending on the industry you choose, just be like, what's a reasonable amount that these, XYZ people can afford in this niche. Next, let's go to checkboxes. This is going to be important. I wish I heard kind of what I meant by this, but I wish I saw a video like this when I was starting out because it would have saved me so much time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run through some checkboxes that you may check as you're watching this right now. That's going to dictate what pricing model you actually choose. So what this means is I have kind of a few line items here. So number one, I want you to ask yourself these questions as I go through them. Do you have sales experience? If the answer is yes or the answer is no, just write it down. Do you have experience within the industry you're trying to go target? Is it an industry that you've heard a lot of stuff about, your dad was in, or you're going into, or did you just pick it because it sounded cool and you just wanted to go after it because Carson said to, right? Are you confident? I know it's such a basic, boring question, but like go back 3 years ago when I was starting my first business on this YouTube channel, I was visibly not confident, okay? And this is going to come into what you actually should be charging because the last thing I should have been doing when I was starting was charging $5,000 up front. I would have closed nobody, okay? So I took a different approach that allowed me to actually get clients in through the door based on my confidence level. It's just a part of sales. Next, do you look above 20 years old? I did not look above 20. I probably still don't look above 20 years old, okay? So ask yourself this question. Next, do you have good English, okay? This is also a big thing. So if you're going to sell to the US market, people just have a bias in the US on accents, okay? So just ask yourself that question and like, if you don't, then it's all good, okay? Like we're going to dictate this answer. And then next, do you talk mature? So this is mainly going to come with age, but I think I always actually talked pretty mature, like regardless of my age, but you guys get the point. So if you check like 3 to 4 of these boxes, it's going to mean you can do retainers or PIFs. And that's what you should be charging up front. If you don't check really any of these and you're like kind of like Carson, I really didn't match any of these boxes, you should do what I started with. This is the trial with upfront offer service. So the 3 different kind of offers or 4 different offers you can do here is PIF, which is very simple. You're going to go charge 3 to 5K up front, ads plus AI caller. Let's say you're charging 3 to 5K. Client's going to pay $20, $30, $50 a day in ad spend. It's 3 months long. And after 3 months, they're going to pay $750 a month. Boom. That's your offer. Okay. Now that's for people who check most of these boxes, like if not all of them. Okay. Now, if you check maybe a couple less, so you check like 4 or 5, then you should do this one. You have retainers. Okay. So you're still doing the same service, ads plus AI callers. The only difference here is instead of charging 3 to 5K up front, you're just going to charge 1 to 2K a month. It's less pressure on the person. It's not like they have to go make a $5,000 investment up front. They just have to pay down $1,000, $2,000 or whatever it is a month. Okay. Next, if you are you like me and you didn't really have many of these boxes checked, like you have 1 or 2 of them checked, you should do what this is. Trial with upfront offer. So this is the easiest way to get clients. And a lot of people, they struggle with like, oh, well, Carson, I can't get clients because I don't have testimonials, or that, this like holds them back. But the thing is like you can't get testimonials until you have clients. All right. So like get that out of your head. Think of to yourself, what's the easiest way to get clients? That's what I asked myself when I was 16, and I decided on this offer right here. Well, I'm going to do a trial upfront offer, meaning I'm not going to frame this as a 3-month long agreement. I'm going to go to real estate agents and I'm going to say, look, I have a 3-week service. I'll run your ads and I'll generate leads for you. It's $250 or it's $300 or it's $500 just for these 3 weeks. Okay. I'm not going to put you in some crazy 3-month long contract like every other agency out there. It's just going to, if you like me, you can continue. If you don't, no worries. All I ask at the end of this 3 weeks is you quickly make a video testimonial explaining, how your experience was with me. That's all you have to do. Okay. This is the easiest way to get clients besides the last option here, which is pay on results. I don't think anyone should do pay on results unless you have like 10 to 15 sales calls with this offer and you somehow don't manage to pull it off, honestly. Okay. This pay on results is simple. It's just like, you're pretty much just going to business owners and saying, hey, look, like you don't even pay me $1 until I get you an appointment or I, close you a deal, which is obviously very hard to do if you've never ran ads before. So it's just why, like, I honestly don't recommend it unless you completely fumbled here and you can't do it. So decide on your pricing model and your offer based on where you're at, and that's going to help you a ton, and you're going to give that to Claude. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just say, let's say we're doing this. Let's say we're doing, let's just say we're doing this retainer offer, because that's actually, because most people probably hear, let's just do this, honestly. So here is my offer, and then trial with upfront amount, 3-week service for $300. Okay. For only ads. That was something I should have mentioned as well. You don't have to do the whole system for this. So you don't have to do the ads plus the AI caller. If you're just charging like $300, for example, you can just do the ads. All right. Which is good experience as a marketer anyways. And I think a lot of people benefit from just getting the experience. And before I kind of go through what Claude's going to tell me here, when you're starting out, the experience is worth way more than the money. I know everyone wants to make money. That's the goal at the end of the day, but I can tell you guys from after seeing so many agency owners go through this process and myself included, you are addicted to the money, and everyone is and should be to an extent, but the experience is worth so much more. Like the experience is worth like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because now, let's say you have 1 or 2 active clients live on this offer right here that you have ads running for them and you're generating them leads. On every future sales call that you have with potential clients, guess what you can do? You can pull up your ad account and show that potential client, hey, this is our other client. We're getting them $20 cost per lead. They're crushing it. These are the ads we made for them. And you have real proof. Okay. So that's like the middle ground between getting a testimonial and having no testimonials, is having a client ad account or some sort of proof that you can show on your sales calls. That's what I leveraged and I used to start going and charging retainers, because I had enough proof and confidence to be showing people on sales calls, look at all these clients we have live. And they loved it because no other agency could show that. So, and look how low of a barrier of entry it is anyways. So now we give that, what you described isn't the agency offer. It's a media with no margin, which is partly true. Okay. So, again, Claude's going to be the consultant here. This is why we obviously set it up like this. It's used, and this whole prompt is kind of based around having these 2 offers here, but it's important because you can kind of consult it on, using this as well, if that's your offer, right? So that being said, now that Claude knows that's kind of our offer, let's head into the next step, which is actually the GoHighLevel setup. So just to recap, we've covered your pricing and your offer. We've covered the industry that you're going to choose, and we also understand the service. So the next step is the GoHighLevel setup, and then we'll jump into actually how to actually close these clients, because that's, probably what most people want to see too. All right. So GoHighLevel setup. GoHighLevel is the main CRM, like I was talking about earlier, that you're going to use for yourself and for all your clients. You're going to host all your clients in their own sub accounts. It's going to hold other leads. Everything's going to be connected through the ads through there. So the whole point is once you guys sign up in the top link in the description below, I don't sell any sort of like paid course or paid program. Like it's literally, I run my agency in my day-to-day and I give out a ton of free game and free info for just people who use HighLevel with my link that they'd have to use anyways. So it's like, you may as well get all these bonuses inside the group alongside it. Okay. So when you sign up with this, you're going to get an invite to this entire school community, and you're also going to get a link with what's called a snapshot. Now, when you import the snapshot, here's what's super cool about the snapshot is I'm going to head back over to my agency view so I show you guys what it looks like. But right here, the snapshot is, if I just pause it, I'll quickly open it up right here so I can show you guys. All right, so once you have GoHighLevel open and you imported my snapshot, or you got the link from it after signing up with the email from me, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the link and it should just directly link you to this right here. So you're gonna click yes, import now. And the other thing I'm gonna say as well is when you click on the import snapshot link in the email I send you, make sure you click login on the top right. A lot of people kind of get lost on like how to import it. It's going to look like a sign up page, the snapshot like import page. Just click login in the top right and then it'll prompt you with a screen that looks exactly like this. You're going to click yes, import now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to head over to where it says sub accounts. And then and this is kind of like in your main agency view. And then you are going to click create sub account right here. Okay. And then the thing I want to say about this is there's two different kind of like sections in HighLevel. There's the agency view, which is what I'm in right now. Think of this like the umbrella, okay? And then there's sub accounts under the umbrella. So we're gonna have our own sub account under the umbrella for our own business, for our own agency, okay? And then all the other sub accounts that we're gonna make in the future under this umbrella is going to be for our clients as well. So all we're doing right now and all we need is our own sub account to build our own stuff in. So we're going to click create sub account, and we're going to, for you, you're going to click imported snapshots after you've imported my snapshot. For me, it's obviously mine, so I'm just going to use that. You're going to click select and continue. Okay. And then you're going to click add manually. And then once we go through and you actually fill all this stuff out right here, you're going to click add sub account, and then everything from the websites, the templates, the calendars, the automations, everything I've already built that I use in my agency today, I've templatized it and I'm giving it to you. That's ultimately what the snapshot's for. And then what you're going to do is you're going to actually click right here on the top left and click on that snapshot or that sub account you just made. So once you're inside, it's going to look like this. And this is kind of the sub account view. Is we have like conversations, calendars, appointments, opportunities, payments. All we really need to worry about is a few tabs. Number one is conversations. So this is where we can actually keep track of all of our leads. So interested clients that are coming to us that want to work with us, we're going to hold them all in here. You can literally text or email them within this platform here. You don't have to use your own personal phone or anything like that. It's all within the CRM. Next is the calendars. So this is when people book calls with us. We can actually see right here where they're on the calendar. And I've already built the calendar for you guys. All you're going to do is click here right there on calendar settings. This demo calendar you guys should have already access to. You just need to activate it. So for me, it's obviously active, but for you, you're just going to click on these three dots and click activate. Then you're going to go back. You're going to go down to automations. This is the next important part, or actually I'll show contacts and opportunities as well. Contacts, super simple. This is where all of your contacts will be held. So anytime you have leads that opt in or, want help, whatever, they're going to go right in here, which is obviously super, super cool. And then opportunities, this is super easy to keep people organized. So as you start getting sales calls and you follow what I'm going to show you in this video, you're going to have a lot of interested people that want your service and want to pay you. So you're going to want to keep them organized, right? So we can have this pipeline where it automatically adds people in and you can move them from appointment booked, no-showed your call, canceled, appointment follow-up, lost deal, or closed deal. Okay. I've already set it up in the systems to where when people book a call, they're going to get added in here as like a card. Okay. Payments, don't worry about. AI agents, we will talk about soon. Marketing, don't worry about it. Automations, this is important. So automations, I've already set all of this up for you guys, but you guys have 3 super big key automations you're going to leverage when it comes to building this agency. First thing is going to be the 10 email nurturing sequence. Okay. Anytime someone books a call with you or opts in or is interested in your service, but maybe doesn't have the call with you yet, or maybe they didn't buy from you, you can enter them in this 10 email nurturing sequence. So over 10 days, they're going to get a bunch of emails from you and your company about talking about what you do and trying to get them back on a call with you. So for example, I've already kind of done all the emails. You just have to like go in here and it's all templatized. Like I spent all the time and the work doing it. So normally I would tell you guys to use Claude and have it kind of build all these scripts for you. I've already really done most of it once you import this. So you're just going to go in here and like building a business in the real estate sector is no small feat. And then, you know, like you kind of have all these messages in here, schedule your session, you know, and then they can reply to it and then you can book them in. And once they do reply, of course, it'll end up being in the conversations tab up here. Next is appointment confirmation and reminders. So this is super important. Again, it's all set up for you guys. So when people book calls with you in this calendar, they get a bunch of emails from confirmation messages to 24-hour reminders, 1-hour reminders, and 10-minute reminders. Super important there. And then we also have a workflow when clients are closed, and they're in that little tab that said like that card when you move them to closed. It literally just sends them an SMS saying welcome to the family, and also an email alongside it as well. Okay. So that being said, I know this sounds very confusing. Honestly, I don't want to spend too much time showing high level just because obviously it's a very in-depth platform. When you guys go into the school community, you guys can watch all the videos step by step on how to set this up because obviously I just go way in depth here. There's 10 hours worth of kind of videos in here. All right. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you guys in high level is down here where we go to sites, okay? This is super important because when you guys import this, you're going to get 3 different funnels, okay? So when I started online business, I didn't know what a funnel was. A funnel is, think of a website, but it leads you to another website. So like if let's say you're buying something from Amazon, okay, because this is a good example. When you click on the product that you want and you click buy now and you order it, it's going to send you to another page. That's technically a funnel, okay? So it's like the first page was trying to get you to buy. The next page is your confirmation. So the same thing here, all right? We're gonna do the exact same process with our agency. So we're gonna send potential people, this is gonna come super in clutch when we talk about methods to close clients in just a second, but we have 2 key pages in this funnel you guys have access to right here, where you have a booking page and a thank you page. A booking page is super simple, and I've already set this up for you guys. You guys just go in here and just pretty much fill in the blanks, right? Whatever your niche is, looking to scale to, you know, let's say real estate agents looking to scale to 2 deals a month or whatever, you know, roofers looking to scale to 3 jobs a month, whatever the kind of like, I guess, goal would be for your average kind of client you want to work with. You have your calendar right here that people are going to book on. Once they've booked a call with you, okay, they're going to get shot to this pre-call page. So this is what I mean by funnel. They go from the booking page to a thank you page. And this pre-call page is super important because after they've booked a call with you, we need to make sure they show up to the call and we actually can hammer some expectations. So the key part about this, and you can have Claude help you script write this, but all you have to say is like, please make me a 3-min outline for my pre-call video after people booked a meeting wanting my agency services. Okay. So you can do that here and it can give you a script. That's like an example, but I'll kind of give you guys a rundown of what this video would do. And you can it's super easy to edit this in high level, guys. Like if you're worried about like how to actually edit stuff in high level, like think of like WordPress, I think is like one of the easiest website editors. Make it easier. That's pretty much high level. So all you have to do here is like, you just literally go here and it's like super simple. Okay. If you want to upload your video right here, click, you know, hosted video, and you just click select video and you just upload it. All right. So very, very simple. It's not that hard. So it's pretty, I guess, easy on the tech side of things. Like you don't have to be a tech genius to pull it off. But inside this video, you're going to film this just talking head, where it's like your head on the full screen. And you're pretty much just going to have a 2 to 3, 4-minute video where you're just aligning expectations. I'll give you guys a rundown of what this video would look like and what it looks like in my agency today. And of course, we have testimonials and case studies, so I like cover that in this video. But for you guys, you probably don't have that. So it's just like all you're going to do in this video is you're going to say, all right, so thank you so much for booking your call, and we're super excited to speak with you. In this quick video, I'm going to give you a quick 2-3 minute rundown of what to know before this call to make sure you maximize the time we have on together. So the first thing is I want to make sure you guys show up in a quiet environment, okay? We don't take calls where there's baby screamings in the back or, you know, there's super loud environment. Like we're not going to be able to focus. This call is honestly talking about a potential partnership, and we want to make sure both, you know, parties are completely aligned. And then the next thing is make sure if you have any partners or other, you know, business partners or decision makers, they show up to the call as well, because we're going to be breaking down numbers and we're going to actually be showing you guys the nuts and bolts of what we do and how we scale real estate businesses just like yourself. And the last thing, make sure you actually confirm the appointment on your calendar. You would have just gotten an invite from us. Make sure you accept it, and we're excited to see you on the call. That's like a quick rundown. Obviously, you guys can tell I've done this before, but that's what you're going to do here, okay? And you're going to just put it right here. And then also below, you're going to have what's called breakout videos. These are the big kind of like, I know we're getting deep into like the marketing brain, Carson side of things, but this is important, okay? Because I'm not going to, I'm not giving you guys fluff on the internet about how to like make a website with Claude code, okay? Like anyone can just prompt it and do it. This is real marketing stuff, and this is what makes money, okay? And I know it might get a little bit confusing, but like, again, anytime you got questions, literally make a post in here and I answer them. I answer them all personally, okay? You guys can see I've thumbed up all these messages. So back to here. In these quick little bite-sized videos, or breakout videos, what I call them, is we like address objections before they come up on the call. So like, how does this program or service work? And what is it you do to give me more business? Or how much does it cost? Or I've been burned before by other marketing agencies. How do I know this isn't a scam? Make 1 to 2 minute videos literally handling these objections and then put it in here. I've seen that a huge decrease of objections on sales calls just by adding this simply right here. And there's 2 big parts why this helps, okay? Number 1 is education. When someone's watched more content from you, they're more likely to trust and buy from you. There's a study out there like that the average buyer needs 9 hours of content consumption before making an educated decision. This is probably we're just sending people from like an ad that we run on Facebook and Instagram. Again, I'm going to get to it in a second, how you actually book sales calls that literally land on this page, saw us for 5 seconds. It's like, how am I going to even trust to pay you $5,000? And we have to bridge that content and education gap so much. And that's going to come into why creating a YouTube channel and an Instagram channel or Instagram page is actually super smart as well. And then the last thing is you can put your testimonials here. If you have any, obviously very optional. If you don't have case studies or testimonials, I get it. It's part of the game, you know. All right. That being said, that is pretty much everything I want to cover inside of high level. The last things I'm going to quickly mention in here, which I'm going to talk about the voice agents that are hosted inside of high level and how to build them when we get to that section. But there are like, you can get a phone number system, a bunch of stuff. So like when you guys sign up with high level, you'll get what's called a kickoff link. So you can actually speak with a high level rep, literally someone like a friend of mine that works at a high level is kind of like a perk you get signing up through my link. And you can ask them all the questions you have that's like technical related if you still have questions after watching this module essentially. So that being said, that is pretty much it on the GoHighLevel side. So all to recap what we have here, we have appointment reminders from people book calls with us. We have our entire funnel set up. So when we send traffic or we send people that are interested, they can book a call with us and then they obviously go through our pre-call process and they watch kind of our videos. They're in our calendar and then they're also going to be in our opportunities pipeline. Okay. So that's like to recap what we just set up and it's all essentially through that snapshot I gave you guys. So it's all pretty much set up there. Okay. Now, the next part we want to cover, which is methods to actually close clients, which is I'm sure what most people want to hear. Anyways, there's 3 big methods, okay? And there's 2 I'm probably, 1 or 2 I'm probably not including, but like number 1 is like referrals, okay? Or in-person network. So, and I guess they're kind of the same thing, but like if you have people you know in person, those are the easiest people to close. So like if you know a lot of realtors local to you, you're friends with them, family, friends, you know, you can always run the idea through them. Like I was too afraid to pitch them on my service when I was starting, which in retrospect was kind of a dumb decision. But what I did do is I sat down at her house. I remember it so well. I sat down at her house for like 30 minutes and I kind of just, as a 16-year-old, I gave her my whole business plan about this pretty much marketing agency plan that I'm telling you guys here. And she gave me a bunch of critiques on what I should do differently. And that helped me a ton. I didn't have to pitch her on anything. It was just an honest conversation. And in retrospect, I would have pitched her too, and because she would have been the easiest client. But that's kind of like the other methods I'm not going to include here because that's not scalable, right? Like we only know so many people as like family, friends, or people on our network. So the big 3 consistent ways to close clients is number 1 is paid ads. This is what I do today in my agency. This is what every big agency owner does. I don't do cold calling today. I don't sit around and do cold emails or cold DMs. Anyone that's saying they're making huge, substantial money doing that stuff is lying to you. Okay. Like I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, like think of scalability. It's only so you can only do so many cold calls in one day. Like we only have so many hours in the day. Paid ads is one of these games where you're going to run ads pretty much like what you're doing for your clients, you're doing for yourself. As in, I'm going to make ads for my own agency targeting real estate agents. And I'm going to have my offer on there. Real estate agents, I'm going to get you 10 listing appointments in the next 90 days or you don't even pay. And the best part about this is I'm going to implement my AI system that does all the follow-up automatically for you. If you are interested in this, click learn more below. That's an ad, okay? And the real estate agents click on this and they book a call for, let's say, $20, $30 a pop, okay? As an example. So every time you spend $20, $30 on Facebook, you're booking a sales call. How do you think they're actually booking calls with you? They're going through the funnel that we just built, okay? You're going to send all that people that are coming from ads to this page. And then once they book that call, they're going to get shot to the thank you page. Now you guys probably understand how this is all set up. And this is the most scalable. But I will say, like I said at the start of this video, if you don't have about $1,500 USD, so $1,500 to invest in your own ads, to get appointments on the calendar, I don't recommend doing it because you might get like, let's say you spend $600 and that's all you had, then you might run out of money. And then like, you're like, oh, well, you know, just now after all these calls I had spending that $600, I figured out how to correctly actually set up my sales process, but I ran out of money now. So I can't pitch more people. Don't get stuck in that trap. Like I'm telling you, this is like, it's almost like educated gambling. Like if you have the correct setup, you have the cards in your favor, but I want you guys to know that because it's important to know that like running paid ads, there's no guarantees. Okay. That's like a super important thing that, people don't talk about online. Next is method 2, which is outreach. So this is probably the most common one you guys have heard before, which is like cold DMs on Instagram or LinkedIn or cold calling or emails. All these type of things, these are methods of outreach, and this is like manual outreach. The big thing, and I'm gonna talk about this in a second, but the big thing here is you have to set yourself hard set daily KPIs, meaning every single day you are non-negotiably doing 100 DMs or 100 cold calls, or like you cannot give up. And this takes some people a lot of time, and this is why most people quit, because it's very tedious and actually pretty hard. Last thing is organic content. Nobody talks about it, but it's super effective, which is you make content on YouTube and Instagram to your niche. So you're going to make videos talking to realtors or talking to whoever, and you can have Claude make all these ideas for you. And I'm going to talk about how to actually, I'm going to talk about how to really kind of get these ideas set up in a second. But this is really the key part on how to close clients. So the first thing when it comes to paid ads is you're going to kind of follow this checklist. Okay. I'm probably not going to go through each of these step by step, but I have a lot of other videos. And of course, when you guys head into here on how to book calls, I have all the videos step by step going in my own Facebook business manager, setting up the page, setting up the logo, all that's in here. So I'm going to let you guys kind of watch that. But this is kind of like the step by step setup from nothing to, monitoring and launching your ads. Okay. Now, when it comes to ads, there's a few things I like to tell everyone is like, when it comes to image, they are higher volume, lower intent. So let's say instead of running 5 image ads, you're going to run 5 video ads, or vice versa. Let's say you're going to run 5 image ads. The best tool I'm seeing for this is a tool called Ideogram. So if you look them up, they're super cheap. I think you can get like 100 credits or something for free. All you do with Ideogram is, let's say, like literally, let's just do this right now. So I want you to, actually I can talk to my little voice thing here. There's a tool out there called Whisperflow. You guys should check it out. I want to make a image ad prompting script for this offer. I want you to base the offer around being clear in the text that we're targeting real estate agents. My offer is they can get 10 listing appointments in the next 90 days or they don't even pay. Make sure the design is good, and I'm going to feed this to my image AI generation tool. And yeah, okay. Whisperflow like kind of cuts out all the ums and uhs. So that's kind of like a cool tool. It's like a, it's pretty good. So it's going to give me this one right here. And all we're going to do is we're going to take this prompt from Claude and directly put it right here. I know this sounds so stupid, but like literally this is how we make ads for ourselves. Okay. Like I would go into my image. Oh, actually, I'm going to have to go in there in a second. I'll show you guys anyways. You guys can see all the images I've made for other industries, or obviously I work with stem cell clinics. So that's my main industry I work with. And like, you can see how many of these different ads I've made, which is obviously like this, I practice what I preach. Like these are ads I've put tens of thousands of dollars in spend behind, and Ideogram is super good because you can also customize it as well, and you can start for free. You can make 4 images at a time, which is great. And then you can also, of course, make the ratio of the thing different. So if you want to like a different, I guess you could say ratio is the best word I could put it, or framing. You can do the render speed. So for me, I'm obviously optimizing for quality. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, this took no more than 1 minute to prompt, and it's going to give me it in just a moment. Maybe I'll give it one more second. Boom. Look what it just gave me. Okay. 10 listing appointments in 90 days or you don't pay. Okay. It's built specifically for real estate agents. 10 listing appointments in 90 days, don't pay. All right. So the quick like feedback I'd give on this ad is I'd want it to be more clear who we're talking to. I'd make it like real estate agents at the top, make that call out bigger. So then realtors, when it goes by their feed, they know. But that's like a very quick example of how that works. Okay. So Ideogram is the best tool I'm seeing right now for image ads. Next is video. Okay. The difference with video is it's a higher cost to get an appointment or get a lead through, for yourself or for your clients. Meaning, so like, let's say I'm spending $20 a day. Let's say I'm getting 1 call a day with image ads. So with video ads, it might be a bit more expensive. So maybe I get 1 call every other day, but the quality is going to be higher. It's higher intent of leads coming through, meaning they're just like more likely to buy per person you speak to. And the best tool I'm seeing for this is a tool called arcads.ai. Okay. Again, you can have Claude literally script the whole thing for you, but Arcads is super great because it's, I think like $6 or $7 per video. I'm going to quickly log into it. So just give me one moment. All right. So once I'm in Arcads, the whole thing about Arcads is it's the same thing like Ideogram, like it is images. You just give it a prompt, but we're pretty much generating human looking sounding AI actors. So right here, when you click new project, you have all these actors right here. Like I could scroll probably for ages. I have a good relationship with the team there and I know what they're working on. They do great stuff. And these have gotten so much better over the months and the years. Like I've been using Arcads for probably about 1.5 years now. It's so much better and there's so much more flexibility you can do than 1 year ago, right? So you can choose like, let's say I want to choose 3 different actors. Helene, Thomas,
Hey,
and
you.
Lauren, right? We'll click add actors right here. And then all we have to do is we just give it a script. So I think I already have an example right here to show you guys. But you just give it a script. Like all you're going to ask Claude is I'll just talk it out. Give me a 45-second ad script with this exact offer. It's going to be for video ads. So make sure the structure is having a hook, a body, and then a CTA to click learn more and talk about our offer and so on. Okay. And then it's going to give you the script that you're literally just going to feed ARC ads. Make sure you like tweak it if you want anything at all. So like if you're a real estate agent, you're not hitting 10 listing appointments a month, this is for you. Okay. Most agents are losing because their follow-up too slow. We built an AI system brick for real estate agents and we'll guarantee you 10 listing appointments next 90 days or you don't pay. Click learn more below, fill out the form. We'll show you exactly how it works. Perfect. This is a great ad like this. All right. I think these ads are actually made in the real estate niche as well. So check these out.
Are you a real estate agent who is still struggling to get more listings in 2025? In the next 60 seconds, I am going to show you my team and I are helping over 100 agents like yourself make more money for less work and less time needed than ever before using AI in 2025. No need to use Zillow, referrals, or cold call ever again. Here's how it works. We will implement.
So you guys get the point, right? And that's kind of like just for marketing knowledge. That's the difference with when running video ads. You want to start it with a hook. So calling out who you're talking to. You're going to have your body. So what do you actually do? And then the CTA or the call to action, meaning click learn more, or whatever it is on the ad, right? And then obviously you can generate multiple at a time. Okay. And it only takes like a couple, it takes like 10 minutes or something to generate. And then boom, you have ads. Professional looking ads that normally would have cost you hundreds of dollars to hire UGC creators with. You could just do it through AI now. And it's getting scary good. Like at a point, this is going to look so human. We don't even know if it's human. And that's, again, why I'm bullish on this model, because this is only going to get better, like the quality of our entire service. Okay. So that being said, that's the difference between image and video and kind of offers. I was already talking about it, but like we'll get you X within X amount of days or you don't pay. That's a very like risk reversal, Alex Hormozy offer. Okay. You want to say on your ads where it's like you have your, what are you going to get them? What's the time frame? And then what's the risk reversal? Okay. Budgeting for ads, last thing I'll say is lowest I'd be spending is about $20 to $30 a day. Highest I'd spend is about $200 a day if you're brand new. Like if you guys spend $200 a day off the bat and you're brand new, like that's crazy. I probably would stay within like the $30 to like $70 range, honestly, a day. And you should be getting like 1 to 2 appointments a day, ideally, depending on your niche and your offer. Literally just sales calls every single day being booked while you sleep, assuming you have this set up correctly. And again, like I said, as you guys sign up with GoHighLevel in that top link in the description below, please watch the videos. I go very in depth here on actually how to set it up step by step, because I know it could seem like a lot right here. Next is outreach. Okay, so there's Instagram, LinkedIn, cold call, and then cold email. All these work. It just takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of grit. That's the best thing I can tell you guys. And I have videos on that in here, like specifically on how to use this. I had a good friend of mine named Marcus who's been doing DM outreach pretty much for his entire career for 7 years. So he talked about all the things he does in his outreach agency today. So that video will be in there. I'm just going to leave it to that because I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. The last thing I'm going to talk about is organic content. So the whole point when you make videos on Instagram and YouTube to your niche is you want to be specific on your call out. Meaning if you're talking to realtors, say that in the title. Say how real estate agents are leveraging AI to 3x their business this year or in 2026. You see, that's a very clear call out. Like you only need 20, 30, 40, 50 views of the right viewers on YouTube to get a sale for $5,000. I know this sounds crazy, but the quality of the viewer matters so much more than the quantity of the viewers. Like if, for example, Mr. Beast makes generally nothing off all of his viewers because, I mean, of course he has so many viewers, he makes a lot, but like if you compare them to hit all his viewers to like my viewers on my channel, for example, on average, the net worth of my viewers is much higher. And also it's way more targeted, right? Into people in the marketing space, AI space. So long story short, views are a vanity metric. Don't worry about it. Just focus on the quality and focus on the value. And you guys can just make videos literally breaking stuff like I'm down here on this chart. Okay. It's the same exact stuff. You can do it too. All right. That's the 3 methods to close clients. Of course, I go way more in depth on here on it. But after you have high level setup, you have all these methods down and you're starting to actually book sales calls with whatever method, whether it be outreach or paid ads or even just people in person, whatever it is, we need to actually close these clients. Okay. So you can have Claude help you with this. I don't really use Claude much for the sales call side of things, unless the big thing Claude's good for, I'll tell you guys, is feedback on your calls. Record your sales calls and upload the transcripts into Claude. It'll give you a bunch of feedback on what you did wrong. That's been a huge thing I've seen. But these sales presentations right here are the exact sales presentations I have on my sales calls. Okay, for my agency today, and we close like $10,000 to $15,000 deals. We literally just break down these 3 pillars. Okay, It's that simple. And if you guys have seen sales calls on my channel before, you know what I'm talking about. So the big thing I can tell you guys, keep it simple. And the biggest things with sales calls is your discovery. It's not actually your pitch and your presentation. It's the discovery. You need to figure out pain points. And the way these calls are going to be structured, let's say Carson at 16 years old was jumping on Zoom. What would I tell him? I'd say your call needs to start out with a quick small talk, 1 to 2 minutes. Then you're going to head into what's called discovery. Okay. You're going to just go through 10 to 15, 20 minutes long of asking questions to this business owner, asking everything that's going right, everything that's going wrong, and just going from there. So you have pain points and collect ammo. Okay. You want to like open up their wounds on what's not going well so you can leverage that on your pitch. Okay. Then you're going to head into your pitch. That's this. You can literally break it down on a lucid chart, which is exactly what I'm showing you guys right here, and just show them what you do. And then you're going to show the price, and you're going to close them. And you're going to handle objections. That's how sales calls work. So there's a lot of examples on my channel on how to do this. And then you upload all the feedback into Claude on actually using, getting sales feedback, because sales feedback is so important. If you don't record your calls, you're losing money every single time you don't. Okay. Now, last part, which is actually how do you fulfill on your service, which is super important. So once you close your client on this whole service, you're going to send them through what's called an onboarding funnel. Now, with the snapshot I already gave you guys inside of GoHighLevel, I already built this out for you. So you just have to quickly import some things. But I already built this out to where there's like expectations, connecting a Facebook video. You're going to make different videos and you're going to add forms. I've already actually made the forms for you guys, I think. Like if I open this up right here. Yep, I already made this form for you guys. So you can quickly add questions on this intake form. So you always, like when new clients are closed, they essentially get a link to this page right here. And then at the bottom of all these pages, they're going to literally just click next step 2. They're going to connect their Facebook. So it's going to be like a quick video where you obviously run them through how to connect Facebook, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So that's really the whole thing here. And I would say like when it comes to the steps, first 24 hours, you're going to have them go through the onboarding funnel. You're going to have your kickoff call, which is kind of your onboarding call within 48 hours. You're going to build and prepare everything, okay, for ads, AI caller. You're going to launch everything on day 14 on what's called a launch call. And then you're going to have biweekly check-in calls with them on day 14 to 90. Now, communication with clients could be over through Slack. That's what I use for all my clients. Or, like if you're a beginner, like you can honestly just text them on your phone, or you can text them instead of GoHighLevel. That's what I did early in the day. Is like I would literally just have all my clients on the starred tab right here. I would just star them, and I had a huge list of all my clients that were realtors right here, and that's how I communicate with them. Just directly text inside the CRM. So it was super easy, and it wasn't blowing up my personal phone. Okay. And then that's kind of the whole service on fulfilling for it. Obviously it goes a lot deeper than that. I show you guys how to actually fulfill on this stuff specifically inside these videos in here, how to set up their ads and how to create all that. So obviously in this group, that's going to be super important. Then you can ask me questions. Obviously on my call I host every single Friday, or all the other people. A lot of these calls inside this group that you guys have almost every day of the week are people on my agency team, which is super cool. So you guys can just talk with people that are actively on my team, whether it be my AI developer or anyone else. And then the last kind of big part I wanted to go through with you guys here is the AI agent section. So this is actually where we set up the AI voice caller. It's super good because it's all native inside of GoHighLevel. I used to use external tools. It's a lot harder. Now it's all inside of GoHighLevel. So if I click tap to talk, if I just go boom, you guys can hear this.
Hey there. Welcome to 2026 free course Snapshot sub account. I'm your AI assistant. I can book appointments, answer questions, and take down details. What would you like to try?
Hi, I'm just checking with you to make sure you can actually book appointments for my clients when I get a new opt-in that comes into GoHighLevel.
Absolutely. I can book appointments for your clients. If someone new opts in, I can handle the booking process, just like a real receptionist would. Want to see how it works?
And of course, like you can go yes, and there's a bunch of templates they give you as well. You can also just click start from scratch. And let's just say I'm going to go click create custom agent right here. All you do, guys, and it's super simple. I've made separate videos on my channel for this right here. You can literally have Claude make this entire script for you. Okay, you're just going to give it the entire prompt it needs. There's a few settings, so make sure like your welcome message is actually solid, and then anything else you guys want to configure is good as well. And then you can have deploy, and you can have outbound calling, and you can literally assign it to one of your numbers inside of GoHighLevel, so it's calling off the same number. It's not like a separate number. And you set this up for all your clients in their own sub accounts. You can even do it for yourself and your own agency to follow up with people that opt in and converts and then books people into calls. So I know this sounds a little bit confusing, but that's partly why I have videos in here on this. And then also you have calls every Wednesday when you use GoHighLevel with people inside of, this is actually my AI developer on my team. So he's very good friends with a lot of the people behind the whole AI calling and voice system at GoHighLevel. So he knows a lot of the team there and he can kind of help you with that. So yeah, guys, that being said, that's pretty much exactly how you set up all the client fulfillment part. And that's exactly how you set up pretty much your entire one-person business with Claude, okay? So if you notice throughout this video, it wasn't me just like, kind of just like talk, like it wasn't me saying Claude's going to build the entire business for you, because that's why I said at the start of this video, it's not going to do that. And everyone that's telling you that's going to happen on YouTube is lying to you. Okay. Newsflash. But what it will do is it will make your process way easier. You guys saw how fast I can script ads like this, or how I can, quickly make these image ad prompts. It just makes the whole process a lot easier, okay? Obviously, I go way more in depth on my trainings when you guys use this link right here in the link in the description below for signing up with GoHighLevel, like I was talking about. So I'm sure I'll see a ton of you guys inside this group to make sure to sign up, because you guys get 30 days completely for free. You get the snapshot and high level I was talking about, and you get 5 weekly calls alongside a community. Bunch of videos in here that go in depth, and there's like 235 people in here right now that are all doing this exact same thing. Okay, a couple weeks ago there was like 50 people, so I've just started really growing this group. I don't sell any sort of course or anything like that. Like most on YouTube, I'm pretty much everything's free because I focus on my agency in the day-to-day, and then I do this as kind of like a side project that's pretty fun, and it's just rewarding because I help a ton of you guys, and it's a win-win, because if you guys continue to use GoHighLevel, you guys make money with your agency, I get compensated in the process. If you guys don't see any success after 30 days and you're like, Carson, I don't even want it, then you guys can cancel. I'm not even compensated. So that's the whole kind of like, I guess, thing there. You guys will need GoHighLevel, and that's how you build this one-person business with Claude. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was a huge breakdown, and hopefully a wake up for some people who are kind of relying on different business models, or I guess different strategies to make all this money, because I think a lot of people are being misled out there. So that being said, I'm super excited to see a ton of you guys in the group in that link below, and hope all the rest of your day as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you liked about this video, and I'll see you guys inside the next video. Peace.